I love you guys.
Are we having fun yet?
Welcome to Sundays with Clan. Yes, Sundays with Clan. This is more of a laid back video, okay? Honestly, guys, I re-record so many times because I stumble over my words all the time. But when we're talking about Sundays with Clan, look, I don't do it, all right? I don't. This is one take, unfiltered. F you. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, all right, so guys, before we talk about this, you guys gave me your questions. Obviously, we do this almost every Sunday, just about. But before we do that, really quick, this is the trivia prize for the month. So this will be for Patreon and YouTube members. And all you have to do is just be a Patreon and YouTube member. I'll send you out a link on the last Friday of the month. We'll do a live stream in which you guys can compete for the prize of the Tim Duncan plaque. I think that's only fair. All right, so let's talk about this. So we got a few questions. Okay, I usually pick 3, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick 3 today, and yeah, let's just go straight through them. So you guys did comment, and I got a few, and crap, I'm cutting some people. I'm sorry, Mateo, you're getting cut off. Mateo, you're gonna be the last question, but let's go really quick. All right, so Dan Chirian, hopefully I said that right, my boy. Hey clan, got 2 questions for you. What's up, my boy? And I'm only gonna answer the first one. I'm sorry, bro. Do you think NBA players are complaining too much? Okay. I don't really know what that is in regard to. I will say this, all right? Just talking about NBA players in general, I will say this. I won't say that they're complaining too much when it comes to things being done fairly for them. I think that maybe, I'm assuming what you're talking about is like NBA players when it comes to like wanting to get traded. I think it's a really, really thin line. Like, I like the fact that NBA players have the power over, these teams. Like, I like that. I think that the players should be empowered and be able to do basically what they want. But with that being said, sometimes it goes in the opposite direction, and they have so much power to the point where we're getting stupid super teams. We haven't seen that a lot lately, but honestly, as much as I can't stand Kawhi Leonard, he basically gave the NBA a solid. Okay, he elected not to go to a super team, and that would have been another super team and just kept the cycle going. But since then, we haven't seen a lot of super teams. He went and tried to do his own thing with the Clippers, so that's a good thing. But overall, if I had to prefer, look, it's the lesser of two evils. I prefer NBA players having the power over their teams, more so than the owners or the front offices just completely being able to dictate every single aspect of these players. Because honestly, I don't want the NBA to become the NFL, because the NFL is really bad with that, like really bad. They are not player friendly whatsoever. They're pretending to be, okay? They're really pretending to be, but they're not. The NBA, I think, genuinely are, or at least when it comes to these multi-billion-dollar, industries, I think the NBA is pretty doggone good when it comes to players. So yeah, are they complaining too much? I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but overall, it's a give and take, man. It's a give and take. It's going to be bad in certain circumstances, but I think the overall good that the NBA players having the power that they have is way more beneficial. I'm just gonna say beneficial than the owners having all the power. All right, so let's go into the next question by John Mendez. I really like this question, actually. Like, John, I really like this question. All right, so the question is, do you believe Spurs fans are rushing the rebuild, or do you think we are a top 10 pick and a John Collins, he said John Collins, away from contention? I've been seeing more and more trades for Collins, Tobias Harris, Kristaps, etc., which tells me fans are either believe we are that close to being great again, or have already gotten tired of the rebuilding process. Woo! That is a really good question. So basically, your question is, do I think that we're a top 10 pick or John Collins away from contention? And I'm gonna be honest with you. No. But yes, like it's a very thin line with the San Antonio Spurs right now. I'm gonna address that really quickly, and then we'll address the fans and how the fans are reacting to the Spurs right now. So my personal belief is that we have the pieces there. Like, the pieces are there. It's just a matter of putting those pieces together and then figuring out who belongs, who's a good piece and who's a bad piece that we just take off the puzzle altogether. And I think that that's what the Spurs are trying to do right now. Like, we have two different, I won't say generations because that might be a little extreme or a little hyperbolic, but it's kind of that way. Like, we have one team in which we're trying to see if they can be a real rebuilding team as far as DeJounte Murray, Derek White, and maybe even putting Lonnie Walker in there. And that's one that's really hard to figure out. But at the same time, the honest truth is they're not lottery picks. And with them not being lottery picks, there are reasons. Like, NBA teams have gotten so advanced nowadays of finding talent and getting the best players on their teams that a lot of players don't get overlooked anymore. Not like it was back in the day with the San Antonio Spurs. We would like get so many hits here and there. And that was because, yeah, we were just, I think, just light years ahead of everybody. But now that's not necessarily the case. We're still great, don't get me wrong, and we still are very, we have very good foresight. I mean, even Josh Primo, right? But overall, yeah, teams know talent. So with that being said, I think that we, once we figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go, we'll be in a much better position to be able to make a definitive answer to how close are we. Now, I will say this, all right, just my belief, okay? That was just my objective approach, all right? Here's my subjective approach. I believe that Josh Primo is that guy. I believe Josh Primo is that guy. I think Josh Primo and the newer generation, okay, not necessarily the older generation, which they're not old, okay, but I believe that Josh Primo and Devin Vassell and even Keldon can be in that realm of, okay, these are the guys for the future. I think if you can build around Josh Primo, we're in a really good position, and I really do believe that. So Josh Primo, I think, is going to be the guy, and then we get another player in the draft, and boom, that's going to be good enough. So I think that it'll be good enough, but as far as like next season, no, heck no. Now, your question about John Collins, no, heck no. John Collins would not make us better. I mean, it would look nice, okay, but he wouldn't make us better at all. Yeah, he wouldn't. But overall, look, Popovich has dealt with this before, so it's not like, you know, we have a coach that's never built a team up. Like, Popovich has been through it, okay? He's been through bad Spurs teams before, so this is nothing new for him, and he's making these players better. Even if you want to see it as an individual level, they're getting better. All of these players are getting better. I just don't necessarily think that, as it stands right now, that you'll be able to just win a bunch of games next season if we add a player or two. I think it's going to take some time, but overall, I do believe that Josh Primo is that guy, and it's going to be the younger generation that you can rebuild with, and that's going to take time. Now, the reason why I really like this question is because you also brought up like how fans are acting right now. Like they want trades right now. They want, to, like you said, Tobias Harris, Kristaps Porzingis. They want John Collins. They want all this. Honestly, it's just not dealing with it before. That's all it is. Like, even if you see here, we've been successful for so freaking long. Like, this is utterly ridiculous, honestly. Like, if you stem back to even, I mean, I know these what's your name? What you got? Fans. Yeah, that's your name. Fans. Anyways, I don't know what just happened there. But these fans, I mean, I'm sure they weren't even born around this time. I mean, I wasn't born until right here. So, but if you go back to 1990, the Spurs have always been successful. Actually, not even 1990. If you go just all the way back to our existence, the Spurs have been successful. Now, not won championships, no dynasties necessarily, but they've always been a pretty decent team. There's very few instances you can see here where we were bad, you really have to search for them. And then we go through these years, we already know what this is about. But overall, right here, I think a lot of Spurs fans became fans around this part. And yeah, there was a lot of being spoiled. I mean, first in the West, second in the West, first in the West, sixth in the West, second in the West, second in the West. So it was a lot of being spoiled. And that's not a bad thing, okay? That just means the Spurs did what they were supposed to do, all right? They make a lot of money. They're supposed to perform. But so I'm not going to put the blame on the fans. But yeah, we've just been really successful over the time, over this period. And I think that newer fans just aren't used to this, okay? And honestly, even if you go back in our history, there's not many times where we were really bad around the same time. And it's happened about 3 seasons in a row now. So obviously they're just being impatient. It has nothing to do with them thinking that we're close to contention or anything. I don't know. Fans are very strange. At this point, honestly, we should just tank. We should just tank, get the pick, and I think that we'll be much better, especially with the younger generation, and we can eventually build around Primo. But yeah, I think it's just becoming impatient. It's just impatience. And you're used to success for so long till when it starts hitting you like this, it's like, what the heck is going on? And then you're the 11th seed and 10th seed, you start to panic a little bit. But keeping things in perspective, look, man, and I know it's a lot of ifs, okay? It didn't happen, so it's just an if. But we literally lost in the Western Conference Finals in 2017, and not too long after that, Kawhi screwed us over. So it was a lot of mess going on right here for us to get to the point that we are right now. It was and I mean this, I don't think it was any fault of the Spurs. They did everything they could. But yeah, the only thing you can blame the Spurs for is continuously trying to win when they could have traded a player. That's it. That's literally it. But you know, I can't fault the franchise for trying to win or wanting to win. I mean, that's what they get paid for, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go into the last question. And this is a pretty simple one. It's about Matt Teo. And he says, when Zach Collins is back, do you think he will start or come off the bench? Most definitely. He will most definitely come off of the bench. Like I don't see him starting at all. As it stands right now, it's kind of hard to say whether or not the Spurs are thinking, hey, Zach Collins is going to be like great for us, or if they're in a situation where they're like, oh, he's just injured right now, so we don't want to put too much pressure on him. I don't know where they are right now. It kind of seems as if we're definitely tanking at this point. And when it comes to Zach Collins, yeah, I don't know, man. I can see him just coming off the bench for the most part for the season. You know, when he gets significant playing time, I don't see him starting a lot this season, if any. But I guess we'll just wait and see. But I don't really see a point in it. And if it is true, if it's genuine what the Spurs are saying, where it's like we don't want to put too much on him, because that's basically what they're putting in the injury reports. If that's true, if that's genuinely true, then I definitely don't see them starting him. So I guess time will tell, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So look, guys, I know that I rambled quite a bit, but I really do appreciate, you know, when I make these posts, which I know it kind of got in the midst of a lot of other posts, so a lot of people didn't get to see it, but I really do appreciate it when I make these posts that you guys comment and ask a genuine question, right? I'm not like a phenomenal, like, basketball guru, okay? I don't know all things basketball, but what I do know, you listening? What I do know is that I love sports and I love talking about it. So I really do appreciate you guys. And, you know, just keep the lookout for posts like this. I know it's not like some crazy, oh, here's a picture so everyone sees it or anything. So just keep a lookout for it. I post it every now and then just so I can answer it on these Sundays. But I get with you guys later, man. Until next time. I forgot the outro. Where's the outro? Oh. Until next time. Dude, it's all ruined now. I don't know. What's the point?